Hey guys, and welcome back to Battlefront updates and some more Star Wars gaming talk. Today I want to talk a little bit about a fairly sad subject, as we've had some quite interesting details come out the last week or so, both from EA's earnings call and some other sources that yet again strengthens my thesis that we are probably not getting a new Star Wars Battlefront game anytime soon. I'm not saying we are never ever getting a Battlefront 3 or a Star Wars Battlefront spin-off ever, but not as soon as a lot of people seem to expect. That, for instance, after Battlefield 2042, DICE are gonna shift focus over and make a Battlefront 3. I'm very confident that that is unfortunately not happening, and I wanted to bring up some new reasons to why I think that's the case, and that unfortunately strengthens my thoughts about that. First of all, another core Star Wars Battlefront developer leaves DICE. As many of you probably know, Dennis, the design director of the entire Battlefront franchise, who really led the entire push for Battlefront 2's revival, left DICE last year actually. And now another big name that a lot of you might remember, Guillaume, actually went out the other day and said that he is leaving DICE to work on another company. So obviously the entire Battlefront team was huge, as you can see of this picture of course, but both Guillaume and Dennis were two people that I knew personally, and I knew how passionate they were for Battlefront and Star Wars. So the fact that they are leaving is just, for me, another sign that they're probably not going to make another Battlefront game, at least not soon, because why would the biggest Star Wars fans leave DICE if that was the case? So individual developers leaving, I don't see as a reason enough to just say Battlefront 3 is not coming, but it's still worth bringing it up because I just know how passionate they were for the game, and I think those of you who watched my live streams and news updates and their Twitter and everything like that just know how passionate they were when working on Star Wars. So it is definitely sad to see another big Star Wars name, I guess you could say, leave DICE. But the other big thing that I wanted to bring up here is that during the earnings call the other day, when the focus as always was mostly on Battlefield, Andrew Wilson actually went out and said the following in regards to Battlefield 2042. He said that I think that is our orientation, but more importantly, I think you should think about Battlefield as a service. You know, what we're doing for the launch of this game is really revolutionizing and reinventing what all of our epic scale warfare is in the context of gameplay. But as it then continued, he said, so that while an every year launch probably makes sense if we think about it today, we really focus on a 365-day engagement in the franchise at a platform level across any device that consumers may want to play on. So the fact that they want to go back to a every other year release is really bad news for Star Wars, in my opinion, because as most of you probably know, they've released games for Battlefield every other year, and at some point they actually had a game pretty much every year when they did Battlefront, because 2015 they had Battlefront, 2016 they had Mirror's Edge Catalyst and Battlefield 1, then 2017 Battlefront 2, 2018 Battlefield 5, but then it's actually been a 3-year gap now until Battlefield 2042, because Battlefront 2 and Battlefield 5 did not go down very well, and a lot of those games in that very hectic release span had a lot of issues, both PR-wise, gameplay-wise, lack of content, and there was just a lot of issues that they wanted to take a step back and put extra time into Battlefield 2042. And I'm actually surprised that they're saying that they still want to release a Battlefield game every other year, because I thought with the way they're releasing this game with multiplayer only, with the Battle Pass, I thought they were really gonna have like 100% focus on live service. That still seems to kind of be the case, and they want to have a way bigger live service focus than on previous DICE games, but that they are in that case planning to release another Battlefield game as early as potentially 2023, to me just shows that they have no time or manpower for Battlefront at all. They're not gonna release a Battlefront 3 in 2022. We would have heard about it way back in that case, and considering that they have like, is it 4 or 5 studios working on Battlefield 2042? I'm sorry, but Battlefront 3 just isn't happening, and if they're doing a Battlefield game in 2023, that pretty much confirms that that is the next project they're gonna work on. That's the only little hope I had, that they were going to be maybe quiet a little bit after Battlefield 2042 and then be like, oh, we're putting all our focus on live service of Battlefield 2042, but we are starting to plan and prototype a new Star Wars game that might be 2023, 2024, 2025 even. But if the next Battlefield game is gonna be in 2023, I can with pretty big confidence say we are not getting a new Star Wars Battlefront game from DICE anytime soon. So I really don't know if EA has any plans for this Battlefront franchise now. I mean, who knows? They could have put it in some other studio's hands. Respawn, or maybe even the new Ripple Effect studio, also known as DICE LA, could be working on something new for Battlefront. It could be a spin-off. It could be a fully fledged Battlefront 3. It could be a free-to-play game. It could really be anything, but I just don't think we are getting a Battlefront game anytime soon, and especially not from DICE, considering that they seem to be focusing everything on Battlefield 2042 and obviously another Battlefield game after that. And I see a lot of you saying, why can't they just come out and say that they're not making another Battlefront game? That doesn't happen very often. I think it's very unlikely that they would just be like, oh, by the way, we're not making another Battlefront game, so you can stop asking for it. Because that doesn't make a lot of sense. It's from their perspective smarter to just be quiet about it, don't say anything, and if they one day change their mind and actually want to create a Battlefront game, then can be like, oh, we're gonna make a new one, even if that's 5 years from now. Versus if they go out and say they're not making it, that just causes more trouble and more bad PR than not saying anything. I don't agree with it. I would rather just know, are we getting it or are we not getting it? But I can understand why they can't just go out and say that. So it seems like at the moment, the only Star Wars we have within EA, except for like Galaxy of Heroes and Star Wars The Old Republic, is Fallen Order. That franchise seems to have a very bright future. But as for Battlefront, I don't think we're going to be hearing much about this franchise for quite a while now. But I will, as always, cover every little potential news, rumors, or anything that could give us a little bit of hope. I still don't think the Battlefront franchise is done forever. I don't think that's the case, but I don't think we're gonna get it in this phase of EA's games, if we put it that way. Anyways, this is just my speculation. I could be completely wrong. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, may the Force be with you.